Hi, what if I told you that there's one simple activity that you can do to help make you smarter, more creative, live longer, and avoid common illnesses? And that one activity is absolutely free, and you can start doing it right now. And that is walking. So, walking is extraordinarily beneficial to you. And I know what you're thinking. Hey, Katrina, we all know that walking is good for us, but I don't think we know exactly how beneficial it is to us. So today I'm going to share with you 12 insane benefits of walking and how they can help improve your life and make you live longer. And I know what you're thinking. Hey, we know that uh, walking is good for us, but the combination of all the benefits of walking is extraordinary. And once you know these 12 benefits, I think you'll be lacing up those shoes and hitting the trail with me. Today, I'm going to share the research behind walking and the neuroscience behind walking and how it helps us to live longer, happier lives. So the first great benefit of walking is that it actually makes you smarter. It literally makes your brain grow larger. So getting outside and out in nature and walking around helps to make neuroconnections in our brain that helps our hippocampus, the part of our brain that's responsible for thinking and making decisions. It actually makes it grow in volume. And here's the thing, when we're aging, typically people as they age, their hippocampus shrinks. But walking has the reverse effect that actually helps your brain to grow. So you have the ability to have better cognition, executive functioning, and that's something that's really important to us as we age and as we're young as well. But definitely as we're aging, we want to be able to live independent lives and have the ability to think through our situations and make great decisions in our retirement. So the second benefit of walking is that it helps to make you more creative. So research studies show that when people are out walking and given a creative task, they perform twice as well as people who have been sitting and given the same task. So getting out and walking actually helps your creativity. So you kind of think outside of the box, and there's a lot of things going on in your brain that help to make that happen. But there's a great book by Shane O'Mara. It's called In Praise of Walking. He's a neuroscientist from Ireland, and he dives into these ideas of how creativity is actually inspired by getting out and walking, that our brains were evolved to do that, right? And so there are many great thinkers who were walkers, like Aristotle was known for teaching as he was walking. You had Charles Dickens was a prolific writer, but he walked every day in London. And then even Steve Jobs, he had walking meetings, and that wasn't just to get exercise. He knew the science and the research behind it that showed that walking helps you to be more creative. All right, so the third wonderful benefit of walking is that it boosts your mood. It helps to enhance your mood, and when you're out walking, it just makes you feel better. So you have endorphins that are released, dopamine, your cortisol levels, that stress hormone, actually reduces, and you just feel better. So it's great for mood enhancement. It helps to regulate your mood and your emotions, and so just getting out and walking around makes you feel better. So research shows that walking improves your mood so much that it actually can reduce depression. So if you walk between 7,500 to 10,000 steps a day, you can reduce your chance of being depressed by like 43%. And it just makes you feel so good to be outside. You get outside, you get to meet people on the trail. That's another benefit of it. And you get to see beautiful nature like this. So let me show you. I'm at the Lafayette Heritage Park, and you just see the beautiful colors and the birds chirping. It's just a wonderful way to enhance your mood. So the fourth amazing benefit of walking is that it helps to prevent dementia, which is phenomenal. So, and it takes as little as like 3,800 steps a day can reduce your chance of dementia fairly significantly. And the optimum amount is 9,800 steps a day. and that dramatically reduces the chance of you getting dementia, which is a really scary disease for aging individuals. So I think it's just so powerful that simply going out and taking a walk every day can significantly decrease the likelihood of you developing this devastating disease. Okay, so the fifth amazing benefit of walking is the mind-body connection. Actually getting out and walking every day helps your mind and body connect and make the connections that our brains were literally made to do. So we are bipedal individuals, right? Humans are made to walk. We're one of the few mammals that actually can get around on 2 feet, and our brain and body was evolved together to make those connections, and it wasn't made to be sedentary and sit all the time. So when we're sitting all the time and very sedentary, we're actually starving our brain of that connection that it needs. So it's very important to get out and walk, and the varied landscape is really powerful. Like right now, you can see I'm experiencing all sorts of amazing variation in the landscape, and that's ideal. But if you can't get out and you're not fortunate to live in a beautiful, varied, natural area like I am, walking on a treadmill works as well. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to get out there and do it. So whatever your environment is, you can always work in a way of walking that's going to help make that mind-body connection, that movement. So movement is medicine. And so it's really important to have that movement every day in your life. Okay, so the sixth insane benefit of walking, just simply getting out and walking every day, is that it helps you to live longer. So longevity. So research shows that the more you walk every day, the longer you live. Your body produces anti-aging materials like in your DNA. It's actually called telomeres. Those grow longer. The longer they are, the less you age, the less quickly you age. And people who walk regularly have those longer telomeres. And if you guys have ever heard of blue zones, the blue zones are areas in the world where the population lives longer. You have centurions, people who live over 100 years old. So one key factor that these blue zones have is that the community is actually very heavily dependent on walking. So everyone in that community walks regularly every day. It's an integral part of their everyday life. And so that walking helps you to live longer. Okay, so the seventh benefit of walking is that it protects your heart. It gets that heart rate going, and it keeps your heart healthy. So even just a small increase in walking each day can significantly decrease your chance of having a heart attack or any kind of cardiovascular disease. And ideally, you want to have a little bit longer walk. So that's like 30 minutes. So like a 30-minute moderate walk is. So research does show that having kind of grouping that walking into like a 30-minute chunk is better than doing like shorter, like 10-minute walks 3 times during the day, but instead doing that 30-minute all at once shows to increase your heart health. So, but walking 10 minutes 3 times a day is better than not walking at all. So any steps that you take, every one of them counts towards that health and that heart health. So that's just another fantastic benefit of walking consistently every day, because cardiovascular health or heart attacks are one of the leading causes of death for us in the US. All right, so the 8th benefit of walking is that it helps reduce your chance of developing diabetes. And diabetes is another disease that is really affecting so many people across the world, but especially in the Western world. And walking every day actually significantly reduces your chance of developing diabetes. It helps to lower your blood sugar. It helps you to keep a healthy weight. And it's really impactful to walk after meals. So if you can incorporate just a 5-minute walk after your lunch, and especially like an evening walk, and we'll talk about how we can stack that into our habits in the evening of walking every evening after dinner. That 90 minutes after dinner is when your blood sugar spikes the most, or after you eat. And just getting out and walking, even just for a few minutes, can significantly lower that insulin spike in your blood and help to keep your metabolism working well. Okay, so the ninth benefit of walking is that it helps to reduce your risk of developing cancer across several different types of cancer. And the more that you walk, the lower the risk becomes. So walking every day gives you that benefit of not developing cancer, or helping to prevent that possibility of developing cancer. So we all know that cancer is one of the most feared diagnoses that you can receive. And so having a simple activity that you can do every day that's absolutely free, they can make a wonderful, fun part of your everyday life that has all of these benefits, including reducing your risk of cancer, is very powerful. So the 10th benefit of walking is that it actually relieves joint pain, right? It reduces inflammation in your body. So if you have arthritis or it hurts when you move around, a lot of people will avoid walking thinking, oh, it hurts to walk, but actually walking will help to improve it. And the more that you do it, the better your joints will actually get. And you will, walking actually helps to release anti-inflammatory throughout your body. So even if you have back pain or other pains in your body, walking can help to improve that as well. So the 11th benefit of walking is that it helps you to sleep better. So and I think you probably have all experienced this. I certainly have, on those days where I don't get a chance to go out and walk as I normally do. Maybe you're in a bunch of meetings at work and you just don't get a chance to get out and get that daily walk. You're not able to sleep. Your mind is all cluttered. You just don't have that ability to go out and just kind of release all of that stress and have your mind kind of cleared. And so it's really beneficial, that walking, and helping you get a good night's sleep. You just, when you get in the bed, you're ready to go to sleep. Okay, so the 12th and final benefit I'm going to share with you today of walking is that it helps to build social connections. So walking is such a integral part of human nature. It's how we come together as society. When we want to protest something, we walk together in demonstration. We come together and walk as communities. And before we had cars, that's how we got around the world. We literally spread out across the entire world through walking together as a society. And so it builds such a strong community to walk together. Whenever you walk with a friend or family, when I'm walking with my daughters and talking with my husband, the steps just fly by because you have such great, deep conversations when you're walking together, especially out in nature. And you're able to be honest with each other and just open up, make those connections, solve problems together. Walking is just so fundamental in building those connections with each other. So you may be asking, how much do I need to walk? Well, I'll tell you, any amount is great and beneficial, but the ideal amount for different, depending on the purpose, is really between 7,500 steps to around 10,000 or 9,800 steps a day. So you can really get that easily by taking a 30-minute walk 5 times a week and just making that a part of your consistent daily habit. So the way that I work it into mine is I always go for a short walk after I eat lunch. Again, that helps with that blood sugar. And then having that walk after dinner, a little bit longer walk, 20 to 30 minutes. And then as much as possible throughout the day, try to incorporate walking into your daily activity. So, get up and go down the hall and get some water. When you have the choice between an elevator and stairs, take the stairs. Park a little bit farther away in the parking lot when you go to get groceries. All of those easy to use. Those are all easy to use ideas that you can incorporate into your daily life to make it a consistent part of your daily routine. So in retirement, being a part of walking groups or just communities like a hiking club, or just getting together with your friends, your spouse, just having that consistent time to share and connect is so powerful. So again, to walk is to connect, and it's just a huge benefit of walking. So walking speed, it just depends on the purpose. If you're trying to solve a problem and be creative, maybe you're walking at a little bit slower pace. If you're trying to get your heart rate up, that heart health, and you want to go a little bit more quickly. The the quicker you walk at a good pace, you don't have to run, the better it is for many of those benefits that we've talked about today. But here's the thing, don't get caught up on the pace or the number of steps. Just get out there and walk every day as much as you can, whatever is available to you, even if it's like 100 steps. And it's better to do 100 steps than 0 steps. So whatever you can do is going to be beneficial to you. So don't let the numbers paralyze you or think, I can never walk 10,000 steps a day. Just start where you're at. Try to add a little bit more each day. And then I want to give you a challenge. So I'd love for you to have an action plan where you start to build in that walking. So you can start with like week 1, trying to add in like a 10 or 15-minute walk each day in the evening or after lunch or in the morning, if that works better for you, whatever time works for your schedule, right? And then the next week, try to add in another 5 minutes. So maybe walking 20 minutes. The following week, walking an additional 5 minutes. So you're working your way up to 25 minutes. And then before you know it, by week 4, you'll be walking 30 minutes every day. Well, at least for 5 days. But hey, if you can do it every day, even better. So I want to challenge you to do that. And please share what you're doing. Like, are you already out walking every single day? What are some tricks and tips that you have for us? And I'd really love to hear from you and kind of help to build this community of encouraging each other to get out and walk, because there are so many insane benefits of walking. And I think that we underestimate the power of building that into your everyday life. And it literally is a superpower, walking is. So I encourage you to get out there and walk. I'm Katrina with Trailblazing Retirement, and I'll see you on the trails.